stand up. Let's go, let's go. Let's go. What's the deal, gang? How's everybody doing? How are yous? Knicks are at home, playing the Sixers. Up 10 points in the first quarter. All that means is probably going to lose by around 10 at the end of the fourth. Alright, let it fill up, let it fill up. Oh, we have an hourly closure coming up here. Interesting and not. So, a couple of things. If we're able to, I'd say, come up, tap 2163.5 on the opening of this hourly candle and flip bearish, might look for sells, but like that's like a 40 pip top wick. You know, I highly doubt that's going to happen off the rip. Chances of that happening off the rip here for Asian session are highly unlikely. But we'll mark off our ranges right now. So I don't think we're missing too much on the next hourly candle. It's going to have to set up, but maybe on a smaller time frame. Yeah, actually on the smaller time frame, there's potential. The ranges are pretty solid here. This is interesting, actually. Hold on, the 15 closing bearish. We respected this area. Which room is there? Wow, there's a lot of range. A lot of range. Yeah, there's potential. Let's see if we can get this top wick here. We have a nice hourly level here. Respected across the board. Right, we are bearish on the daily, expecting a further drive down. Overall, the 4 hour, nothing showing any bullish momentum on the higher time frame. Everything's still bearish. 4 hours filling a bottom wick. You're probably going to need to tap 2153 here before you come further down or up. You're going to need to get here to reject. How can you come down there? Can you get a top wick and come down there? We have, now that this 30 is going to close, it's going to have a bottom wick now, right? We just need a top wick here probably to the previous resistance, 2160 area on the higher time frame, but like that's 40 pips. Let's see. Let's see what it looks like on the 15. On the 15, you're okay with a wick to 2158.640 technically. This is range. Let's see what it does. 30 respected the most recent, right? So you want a top wick 2158.45, right? I want to see tap resistance, and really there's a resistance running across the board here, but I don't know if that's solid enough. Like only if it's like the first thing that this candle does. But if we're able to come up here in this area and then flip, there's enough range here on the 15 to take advantage of all this. This is right, there's 30 pips of range here, even more. I just need a nice top wick, right? Considering that everything is bearish, the 30 respected this resistance. And if we are to come up, we're going to need to break the previous 30 low. Because everything else is bearish here. And the hourly has closed below here. The hourly did not respect the support that runs across. So yeah, I wouldn't mind looking for a top wick here and then a bearish flip. What did it respect here? Only the most recent, right? Not the overall. Let's see. Let's see. We might have an early position here. 4 hour hasn't closed below, but the 4 hour hasn't filled the range either. The wick down. Is this it? I'd need a steeper top wick. Maybe it. Daily chart. Yes, we're bearish. Bearish. We're bearish after rejecting off the all-time highs. So you would expect to find a support in this area and break the previous daily wick before going up to grab some orders. Might happen today, might happen tomorrow, but you'd expect to break these lows or retest them. As gold is very good, right? You form a support, you form a resistance, you form a range. Gold is very good at filling the range, right? And after that, it'll make a decision and come back down. Or it'll just, it'll retest this area and then it'll continue, right? Just all these boxes. Sorry, you guys get the point. We might flip here. Oh, what the fuck? We might flip here, and that might have been it for the top wick. Just kind of interesting. Much range here to fill the range. That's 10 pips on its own, huh? Daily already flipped, but was that enough of a top wick to really drive it down? I think there's a chance it can reject and create a steeper top wick to eventually come back down. But the daily's so bearish, and the hourly closed with a bottom wick that on the higher time frame, this makes complete sense. So I don't know. I'm trying to see what it rejected off of on the smaller time frame. Maybe there's a 5 level that runs across here. Yeah, chat. If this breaks the low, I'm probably going to have a position. I'm going to take sells. So, am I going to have a chance to put a sell stop here? Yeah, I'm going to put a sell stop on the break of this candle low. $21.56.745. We just attempted to come up on the 15, but if this breaks the low, right? Even with a small top wick here, I think even with the 5 printing bullish, I think if it breaks the low, we grab the top wick, so it should be able to come down. We got a sell stop at 2156.745 on the break of the lows. And we are activated. Chat. Short position 2156.74. Okay. Oh, hold on a second, chat. All right, gang. This is our trade. This is my position at the moment. And let's see if we can fill these wicks to the left, fill that range to the left. Realistically, I'm really just all about this range down here. Maybe we'll have a small runner further, but I'd really just want 53.62, and I think with the hourly here we have a chance to tap 53.62. 55.41 is my advantage point, so that's 12 pips. Okay, so at 12 pips I will look to close partials. I'd really like this to go now and not go into the next 4 hour, because the next 4 hours is going to need a pullback, right? So we'll see. So, understanding that the daily has rejected, left a wick to fill, right? And that you would need to break the lows here or retest them to grab orders to come further up or further down, right? And understanding that the 4 hours have been massively bearish. And even if this 4 hour rejects and prints bullish, the next 4 hours is going to need to create a bottom wick. And we're going to need to make a U-turn here, right? And every time frame printing bearish here, the 4 hour, the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the previous 30, well, the previous 30 respecting this resistance, and us making a top wick and coming down. The only thing, maybe this, or probably wasn't enough of a top wick, but I still believe we'll eventually come down. We're going to need to grab orders before the market actually makes a decision where it's going. So you might see more drawdown. You might tap the next higher time frame resistance, but on every other time frame, you're bearish. You're currently bearish, with the previous candle closing bearish. I'm just going based off every time frame lining up, and we didn't really have, right? We didn't really grab much of a bottom wick here on this hourly. It flipped, it barely wicked me in. Honestly, it just tapped and went up, but it probably didn't have enough of a top wick. Now, if we start getting closures above 65.5, and then we have an attempt to come down below and we start respecting that, right? Because technically we can come up here to 66 areas and still retest 5.3. We just shouldn't be closing above it. But I my understanding is before we actually fill the range up, we're going to need to grab orders. So even if we are to come up to 60, I think we'll tap 53 before going up to 66. Chances are that's what will typically happen. The market takes time to turn around. It doesn't typically turn around in one candle. But if you see a drive off of here, you know, for Asian session, 400 pips, then but you have to realize, you know, we could have just been early in that top wick. But that doesn't change the overall price action and, you know, what gold needs to do in order to actually move. I mean, it needs to either establish a support or reach a support. And the way the previous candles closed, you're expecting it to come down and reach a further support. The 5-minute flips, well, for the 5-minute to flip, you would need to also tap some kind of resistance. I don't think you have. I think the 5-minute resistance up here, you're gonna need to probably come up 2160 for it to flip. $2166, 2177. Eventually, I think we'll get there. You're gonna need a spring to drive there. Oh shit, look what's here. What's the deal, Focus? Yo, I hope all is well. How you been? I haven't seen you in forever. Where are you at? You're not in Florida. You still, in what, Carolina? Something like that. Kick flipping and sticking it. Nice. Price failed to close below the wick to the left, so delta shorts are high needs to kill sellers. A high to go back up. Yeah, I'm not expecting long-term shorts. I'm expecting us to get back to support. You know, when a daily closes this strong and you're almost at a support, you won't typically see a candle that drives in either direction. You'll typically see it range at a support, and it'll typically, once it creates a resistance, it'll get back to it. So at 2 hours, ugly though. Stops 2167. Just above that previous range. We'll see. We will see. Want to come show some love? Well, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Awesome. I truly do. I hope I'll see you whenever you're around my way. That's an ugly 5. It's an interesting 4-hour. Think about opening a live with Vantage. No, never experienced Vantage. Definitely let you know when I'm around. For sure. For sure. Shit, let me admit some people at the Zoom door. Welcome. Pineapples, no. Pineapples for me would have to be once we break above and tap. Not just tap, break above 2160.6. We'd have to close above and come back in range. I think that's the only time here I can look for pineapples right now. Yeah, I mean, you could bring it to the top of the previous 5. The thing is, it can also close here bearish in 40 seconds, and then the next 5 can create that top wick and then come down off the rip, and then it just, right? I understand that's the 15 bullish flip, but we've still never really had a bottom wick on this 30 or this hourly. It's very tiny. And technically the previous 30 closed below, the previous hourly's closed below the range. Right, because the hourly range here looks like this, well, before. Are you gonna trade? Yes, I'm gonna sell. It's going down. I can breathe now. Well, if it's not going down, it's gonna have to come down to grab orders. Ricks, I'm done, bro. I'm done. You're in 18 pips of drawdown. Why are you so done? It's basically break even. It's basically break even. Let's see. 8 minutes here for the 30 close. Yeah, ideally we want to be below there. We want a closure below here, but we'll see. Drawdown starts at minus 100. I don't know. I don't know. Who had buys today in the morning? Who had some pretty good buys in the morning? What about the sells right after? Who had some really good sells right after? My daylight savings? I wish they got rid of it. I'm not a big fan. Oh, shit. Shout out. Somebody joined today. G Ram Dash. What's the deal? Thank you for coming through. Thank you for joining us. One buy and one sell. Yeah, I had a buy and a sell. Right after. Okay, so once we get up here and we get another closure below, then I can look for a pineapple. Until then, if we respect this on the next hourly on the 30, if we respect 2160, then we might just start managing risk early. If we respect it as a support after we close above it. But that's the first time. That's the next time I can look at, actually, or first time I can look at pineapples. Stop loss hit for me. All good. That was my position. Yeah, I mean, maybe you'll get out better than we do. I don't know, but this might come up. This 2 hour looks really ugly. That's ugly. I don't trade off the 2 hour, but like it's a good indication that we should come up to the next resistance. You figure that's the next place you can reject. So if you're looking for a rejection to continue down, or to look for pineapples down, then you need a resistance, right? You need to tap that. You need to tap it. crying on the inside, but we chilling. Wait. All right, we got a 30-minute closure. Okay. So far, respecting resistance. We start closing above. You can start to look to manage risk on the next hourly. You're going to need the 4-hour to close here. Previous 4-hour was massively bearish. Once this closes bullish, the next 4-hour, right, is going to need to grab orders. So chances of it not coming down and grabbing any orders are very slim. It can, and if that's the case, then it just drives up. Then this, but if you're playing your probabilities, right? First, you need candles to close against you. Then you need to close against you in the ranges outside, and it, might still happen. You might still get it. 90 seconds here. 90 seconds here for this 30. Nice if this had no top wick. It's got a top wick, so it should probably break the highs, get to 2161 to make a decision. Explain pineapples. It's just another position. Positions we take typically as we're in drawdown. I mean, sometimes when we're ahead, very rarely. I don't think I've ever done it on stream. Just adding a position to the current position. All right, so we just had a 30 close. I think 30 closed above. Not much of a top wick, but I think the first thing we should do is come up here. The way that 30 closed above the range. Closed above the most recent. And the 4 hours got a bottom wick now, right? Yeah. Knock, knock. Ooh, baby Hank in the house. What's the deal? Mr. Baby. In the next hour, doesn't matter. I see this playing out on the higher time frame. There's no reason why I to manage risk until London session. Yeah, that's a solid way to look at it. But you really want some positions on stream here, right? You don't really want to go back up in range and do all that, right? It's technically not the stop here. Where is it? Since we respected, if we're able to tap 2161 here and then flip, I would look for a sell maybe on the flip. As of now, and just can't do it. Agree, I still might even take buy for opportunities, or I just leave the sell open. Yeah, I mean, depending on what you're looking to get out of it. I'm not a big fan of leaving sells open when I'm also buying. I'd rather close a sell and then I'm getting a buy and then open a sell after the buy plays out. Be in a better position. Save some pips. Save the buying pips. Yeah, I think this should come up. I just look at that 2 hour. It should fill the range at the very least. I don't care what you say. If the 2 hours a higher time frame, higher than the 1. I don't really trade off of it, but looking at it, yeah, it should come up test these areas. Once it does, though, right? If we're still closing above there on the higher time frame, and then the smaller time frames aren't able to drive back in range or give us closures back in range, then we'll look to manage risk. Okay. Can't breathe. I'm about to blow my account. 120 pip stop. Hey, we're not new to this. We're true to this. Or some shit like that. Hey, get with the program. This is how we trade. I just had Don Vo in my head for a second. Remember, we're not new to this. We're true to this. Oh, man. Hate drawdown. Don't worry. You're not going to hit full stops. Right? It's okay. And if you do, it'll only sting for a little bit. Like, it would be tough for this can just right here. Just stop, and that's it. That was the daily candle, and it's rejected, and now it's just driving up. But like, you can't use the daily candle here for any kind of stops. You can tap 61.4 and flip bearish on this 30. Be lovely. It's crazy how the only way to learn to be in drawdown is to be in drawdown and to have experienced losses. People do not understand how to manage emotions. I'm so thankful to you for showing me. I mean, we've taken enough losses on stream, right? Over the last few years. We've been in drawdown and plenty of wins, right? It's been quite a bit that have been big drawdowns, you know, small drawdowns. We've had small losses. We have been, you know, we had big wins. We've been through it all. And I think you need to go through it all in order to you know, to really get your emotions under control. So if we're able to tap these areas and come back down below, or flip bearish on the 30, back below 2159.6, I'll look for pineapples. But for now, as it's closing above, if the 4-hour closes above, if the next 4-hour starts off with a top wick, we might have pineapples on the flip. If the next 4-hour creates a bottom wick first, we might look to manage risk, as the flip up would probably drive it up to next resistance. Okay, so there's a few ways this can play. So we'll see what happens. I slipped 26 pips this morning. I manually entered this morning. I had buys got activated at 2178.03 and for 26 pips, and then I had sells at 2160.49 for 22 pips. And they moved so quick, I just closed full both positions. Can you do a buy stop? Hey, I'm in a sell here. Do what you want to do. What's the deal? It's 30 flipping bearish, but it's never reached resistance here. I just tapped this area, but I guess it did. Right, it tapped the most recent. Tap. The previous 30 doesn't have much of a top wick either. Let's see. Hey chat, I'm gonna take a sell here if it flips. I'm gonna take a sell here right now. Got in a pineapple position here. Everything's still the same. If this previous candle doesn't really have a top wick, we opened up with a top wick here and tapped this area here, because I'm looking at it like this. We want a closure really above here. But it did tap resistance on the higher time frame on the 1 hour. So if this does print bearish, we'll have a chance, and closes bullish. If it does come down but closes bullish, we'll have a better chance to get out in the next 4 hour. But if it comes up, then we'll just close the pineapple early, and I'm still going to have the original position open looking for pineapples. So I'll see. There's many ways to play this. Uh-oh, flip the tape. I mean, this just makes complete sense on the higher time frame, and I we're so early into this 30. The first thing it did was come up, make a top wick. I don't know. We'll see. This might take us into the next hour. We have 16 minutes for the next hour. Bang a song. Yes. It is a banger song. We're ranging 2160, 2156, so I expect to see the bottom of the range again. I do too, but like I said, I'm trying to scalp the range, right? It might turn into waiting through London, right? Depending on how you print here, because if you get a closure above 2160 and it stays above there on the next time frame, then you might be obligated to kind of manage risk, but we'll see. Target down. So honestly, I just wanted to manage risk at 2153.62 because there's a chance you can get a wick off that level to drive up, but the market's going to have to make a decision, and eventually it's going to have to make a decision from 53 to 48 area. Within this range, it'll have to come down here and make a decision. It's just, does it come back there right now, or will it continue to drive up before eventually turning around, maybe? And when I say turning around, that doesn't mean I'm expecting a drive down. When I mean turning around, just to come back to a support to make a decision whether it's going to continue back up or continue down. Sold the kidney with liver interest. Just don't over leverage. Don't over leverage. I have enough leverage to take this trade. Probably take like 8 pineapples. Maybe more. Probably more. The 15 respected, the 5 respected. I don't know. Expect the top wick and come back down in range, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. Still think you need a bottom wick if you're going to go up? Well, look at the 4 hour. Let's look at it. So the 4 hour closes here in 12 minutes. You have a resistance on the 4 hour running across. You'd want to see a closure above there if you're going to drive up. You might get that on the next hourly, right? Because you're kind of holding support here at this area. But if that's what you're going to get initially, it's hard for the candle to just break a strong support and just continue the drive up. Typically it'll back and create a bottom wick. So we'll have a chance to manage risk on the next 4 hour. If it doesn't, and the first thing it does is starts driving, I mean, our stops are pretty steep. Obviously, we don't want to sit here through the night or through London and sit and draw down and, you know, be a part of DD gang, but it comes with the territory. It comes with trading, you know, so it's just, I understand the possibilities and the probabilities of those possibilities, and I plan accordingly. First Asian session in a long time. That's tough that this is it, that it's drawdown. But such is life, such is trading. Yeah, like, this is good. These experiences are good for you, Chad. I know you hate seeing red in your terminal. I do too. But without seeing this red, you're not going to see any of the blue in your terminal, well, long-term blue, because you're going to need to know how to really manage yourself in these situations. And that's just simple like that. Chat, hold on a second. Sorry, gang. I got my kids are sick. They're all walking around, sniffling and crying, and they got a fever. The baby's got a fever. They came over here for a second to say goodnight. I'm gonna need some zinc. I need some vitamin C and some zinc. I'm gonna need some vitamin C, some zinc, some elderberry. Drink water. How about water? Priorities charts over kids. No, my wife walked over to me. She's like, no. She's like, this one's gonna sleep with me tonight. She's like, I don't want you getting sick. I was like, say less. I gotta run the stream. So. See the clove with 3 raw garlic? Shit will kill anything before it starts. Yeah. Even the person sleeping next to you. D8? No. I don't know. It says live resin on it. I don't know. It's got some. It's that. It's THCP or something like that. I don't know. Put your foot in a bag with an onion. I heard British folk do it. You see, I told you guys, like, everybody's grandma got a different recipe. Everybody grandma different, right? Everybody got that healing. Every culture got that healing. That onion shit work? I'm sure it does. I'm like, just like I was saying, that sour cream shit also works. Remember I was telling you guys putting sour cream on burns? It works. Especially if you wrap it in a leaf, like a plant leaf. grandmas are different, bro. Looking to close a B? Not really. Let's see. Right. But not really. I want to see how this 30 closes. Because, right, the hourly's obviously closing bullish. It doesn't have a bottom wick. 4 hour doesn't really have a bottom wick or never really tapped support here. Right. Was your pineapple same lot size? Yes. Bull is buy, bearish is sell. Not necessarily. You can be bullish, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a buy. Bullish just means the market is going up. Bearish means the market is coming down. But you can be both when you're bullish. You can buy and sell when you're bullish. You can buy or sell when you're bearish. See, might get a doji candle here on the 4 hour. I don't know, we'll see. Right, we have less than 5 minutes to go for the 4 hour close. Five-minute no bottom wick. I mean, there's just nothing we can do here. Yeah, no bottom wick, but like it's the last 5 of the 4 hour. If you know, if it comes up, it comes out. I just kind of have to wait the 4 hour through here. Right. So I understand what you're saying. I agree, but I have to let the 4 hour play out and put my trust in the higher time frame at the moment. Once the 4 hour closes, we'll evaluate and we'll see how the next 4 hour opens up. Which means the 4 hour has a lot of time to play out. If it closes bullish, probably holding support here, but it has a lot of time to play out, right? If it closes doji and you can kind of block it out, right, as an indecision candle, then maybe we'll still see more drawdown in the shape of a top wick on the next hourly, the next 2 hourly candles, but eventually we'll have to come down and re-break the lows. So there's quite a few ways this can play out, and we just have to be patient. It's just timing wise, it doesn't make sense to manage risk. Now you've just created a bottom wick, right? You have 2 minutes here. If this for some reason decides to flip bullish, come back up and close above range, you might expect the next 4 hour to just drive because now I've created a bottom wick here. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yogs dailies, day 3 shorts, if one wishes to hold through London, should be good. It's just, we'll see if it makes sense to hold, or if, you know, if it's heading further up, we'll close out, maybe get better positions. So I just gotta be patient. For now, you're getting the 30 close in Doge. We'll see. 90 seconds. 90 seconds. You want a bearish 30 here. You don't really want a doji candle. Okay, 20 seconds. Let's see how we open up on the next 4 hour. Close below, did it? A little. But you want a top wick first. Might just drive this. We'll see. Right, 4 hours closed bearish. The hourly's closed above range. But the 30 closed bearish below. We'll see. Yeah, I'm kind of forced to wait on the next candle. Either we break above and close above here, or we're gonna create a steeper bottom wick based on the fact that the 30 has closed below here. Right, if we're gonna follow logic, 30's closed below, so it's got to come down, tap a support. Okay, and if it ends up coming up, I would expect it to get to close above at some point, and if it's gonna stay below here, then it should come back down to 2153. I mean, we'll see, but right now I have to wait. I have to let the market form and see. It's either gonna come up, flip here, drive above and stay above, or it's gonna come back down and retest the support before doing that. I think not BE. I'm thinking I'm looking for a possible closure at around all positions at, sorry, around 20 and 7. So this will be roughly 13 pips total at around 21.57.6. But it might, you know, we might flip and come back up above. We'll see. What we do have going is the fact that the 30 closed bearish, but that's it, right? If the 30 closed bearish respecting this area, I would be skeptical of the flip, but right now it closed bearish below here. And the 15 closed below. So maybe that can lead to the next hourly closing below. Right? We'll see. We'll see. We're either going to come down, create a bottom wick, or we're going to come down and stay down. It's coming down from now on. We don't know. We'll see. Sure is struggling, right? From such a massive bearish drive, you typically don't expect a huge drive the other way. It takes the market, you know, some time to turn around. Typically. Yeah, if we only had our second entry, chat, we would probably be closing it in profits right now. Here's the thing, that second entry was the THC entry. That first entry, this was the CBD entry. This first entry, this was the CBD entry. That second entry, that... I'm not closing here. Not closing yet. And you have to understand the risks involved with it, right? Well, not closing when you have a chance to close it, right? You kind of technically had a chance to get out of break even, basically. 2-3 pips. Yeah, I don't know. Why does your strategy change based on what positions you're currently running? No, it's just we have many different edges in the market. We don't specifically stick to the same thing, right? We can, you know, and enter the position many different ways. We have just a foundation of, you know, of price action and reading candles, right? Everything else is really unique and individualized. Yeah, this might be the hourly flip that could take you up to the top of the range. I'm not closing here, right? What I will do, as this gets back to break even, is close out. No, I won't. I was gonna close out the pineapple, but I'm not gonna do that. It should come up here on the hourly. I was gonna close out a pineapple, but I have margin for another pineapple. But for those who don't, right? Maybe once your pineapple gets back to break even, you can close out and wait for it to get a better entry. Because technically, right, this entry should have played out already. Went 10 pips in profit and came back. But I'm just gonna leave mine open. Yeah, like if someone's over leveraging, I would say, hey, close out over here this pineapple and wait till you get a better position, because technically that flipped and it can drive up, right? That position played out. That position played out to 10 pips in profit, and that's it. 13 pips in profit. Yeah, 27. So you probably could have been like, you could have closed out at like a pip or two. -1, -2 pips. Man's waiting on a miracle? No, I just close based on, you know, on physical, like tangible things you can see and feel. And I'm not going to close on emotion, right? There have to be parameters met. Emotions are for gays. If the parameters are met, I have to. I have to wait. But obviously this doesn't look great. This looks like it should really come back up. Yeah, the 5 held support here. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe it trickles down. Steeper bottom wick on the 4-hour would just make sense. Look, double D's. I'm sure you do.
It's because I'm green, isn't it?
Ah, damn. I heard something crack. can't trade another day because this went up. Well, you're only down 18 pips, right? Close it out here at minus 18. Right, and then trade another day. Plan to close at B or let it run? No, I'm planning to get back to the support area here where we've created a support, but I don't know if it will. We'll see. Based on the higher time frame, it should. So that's why I say put your trust in the higher time frame. But is it always the case? No, right? It's a probability. And probability has caused us to win 97% of the time and to lose 26%. I mean, lose 97 trades and win 26 trades. Wait, no. Win 97 trades, lose 26 trades. Scratch the last 5 seconds of the stream. Forget everything you heard. My mouth accidentally went, what the fuck? Wix high as hell. No, Wix is at homeostasis, right? Wix is at his standard Wix self. No, I'm not even drowsy. You high as a kite? No. Been smoking for 20 years. There's no such thing as high as a kite. I'd have to quit for the next 20 years and then smoke again to be high as a kite. Later, someone. Closed in 5 pip loss. That's not a loss. That's a break even. I don't want to hear nothing about that. Yo, I don't like how we're opening up on this 15, yo. No top wicks or nothing. No top wick, 2166. I'm just considering the fact that this should create a bottom wick to at least to the bottom of the range. I don't know if that'll play out considering we're not getting a top wick on the smaller time frame here to actually drive off of. You know what I mean? This is tough. You want to drive off something because the bottom wicks you're creating right now, that's just to come up. You'd want these candles to come up, create a top wick, and then push you down. The smaller time frame is not really cooperating. Have enough margin to get a third pineapple? Is that because your broker leverage is too low or you over risk? What do you mean over risk? No, I under risk. I have enough leverage to get a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh, and an eighth. I'm risking typically 1 to 10% per trade. Typically, I've had days where like if I hit total stops, that shit would have been like 15 or 20% of my trade. I've had those trades, right? Like that happens. It's never really hit, but you know, first time for everything. But I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not ideal. I'm not the fucking god of trading. None of us are. Just you play your probabilities and you stay diligent. Stay locked in. You look for opportunities. You act on your opportunities, right? Tune out the noise. And if what you're doing is profitable and you can repeat it, then rinse and repeat every day. And that's what I try to do. I try to just rinse and repeat what I do. But you've seen me lose, you've seen me win. You know, I'll take losses, take losses. Taking 26 on stream. But it just, I'll take losses and I'll take wins on my own terms, right? It's gonna happen on my terms. Turn it up, please. I think the song's almost over. Who asked us to turn this up? This song's been driving stuff the wrong way lately. Alright. The song's not allowed to play when we're in a trade anymore. Yeah, that might have been the bottom wick. Yeah, and if that's the bottom wick, I don't know. We'll see. We'll need to close. Get closures above. And realistically, we'd need to come back up here and tap these areas in order to drive down, right? But I was fine with it coming down here. I just wasn't expecting a drive. I was expecting, if we are to come down here, I was expecting a small trickle down because we didn't really grab any orders. We didn't really reject off resistance. This was really minor. So, but yeah, the hourly could flip here. That could be the 4 hour, right? Which just means we'll see some drawdown. Or I'll see some extra drawdown. Maybe this is the top wick for the 15, right? Maybe we can drive. Maybe not. What would you risk on 100K funded? Oh, personal? But here's the thing, like, why are you asking? Like, if you need to ask, if you didn't build it, you need to do 0.01. And just feel what building feels like, right? What building an account feels like. Typically, there's no advice for that. The only advice for that is if you got to ask that question, then you got to go with the lowest lots possible. You're not there yet, right? And that's not to bring you down. It's just to look out for you and make sure you learn as many lessons as possible while spending the least amount of money as possible, right? Pay little for education. I'm not trying to say anything about your trading. All I want you to do is learn as much as possible and keep as much of your money while learning. And use that money to grow your account when you're good, when you're always winning. But try not to make your lessons expensive. You know what I mean? Let's see where we have a level. much is this? It's tough because there's a 5 level here, right? And it's having a hard time breaking it. It's tried numerous times here. It's also tried to drive numerous times. Am I still in pineapple? Yeah, of course. I didn't say I'm not in pineapple. See what you mean for the 4 hour and the 1 hour? Yeah. Confused what position you're in? I'm in both. I got 2 entries here. Five, struggling. I mean, you bang at this wall, eventually you gotta break, but like, it's banging at the support, and it didn't break it there, it held it. Can you put pineapples to break it? I mean, you can, of course. You can do whatever you want. I'm not. I still have them both running. Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to close, this is your chance. It's a B right now. Alright, gang, closing right here, all positions right here at 12 in profit. Sorry, 11 in profit. I closed all positions right here. Okay, so 11 combined pips between 2 positions. It might still come down, but I mean, I didn't need any more. The reason I closed here is there's a high chance we reject here. I closed right at the tip here. It's very interesting. This area, remember I was just talking about, there's a new range here on the smaller time frame between here and here, this little range. And I was afraid that if we tap this area and it doesn't stay under there, it's going to drive back up with the higher time frame being bullish. So it might still see the bottom of the range, but I really didn't want to be in that position until then with the higher time frame and the 4-hour closed bullish, right? I just wanted to play this range to range and see the next support. Thought I closed for more than I did. Closed for 11. But yeah, it's good. It should, like I said though, it should come down to the bottom of the range here. I just don't want to, with the higher time frame, I don't want to be part of a rejection. Alright, so that gives us win number 98 on the season. It will break the range. Yeah, I mean, I gladly let it come down, but I'm glad with my 11 pips and, you know, pip and dip, pip and dip. I honestly, I only came here for one reason, chat, right? I only came here just to you know, wrench 2 people, and that's it. I'm trying to bring in new mods. So, congratulations to everyone that held through the drawdown with us. Yep. Win number 98. Damn, I got a 50, 11, 26, 22, 48. I had a 59 pip day, chat. Something light. All full closures. No attempts at running. All full closures. No half. No partials. No 75%. All full closures. Look at that. We had a look at that great closure. It'll probably just reject, create a top wick and come down here on the 30, but if it's the hourly flip, then we're not part of it. Just enjoy it. What's up, Eddie? Let's hope the Zoom doesn't crash today. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bring you off the screen. I gotta make this like a quad thing. Yeah, yesterday we were talking, we just brought people on from the Zoom, and I stretched the Zoom screen through two monitors, and the fucking thing